Hello, I am Erkki Laitila. I'm presenting here a systemic model for value-based leadership for planning future. Wandering is essential. It's proposed by Daniel Kahneman with his book. And it's the book Alice von Wonderland, who is wondering something incredible. Our intuition is error-prone, but we can find something very interesting phenomena, secrets and systemic laws by using deliberate reasoning. This is my book from the year 2015. Systeemiajattelun tekniikka tehostamassa arkiajattelua. These are both sides, System 1 and System 2. Then the purpose is to understand the whole society in systems thinking. There is particular and universe. They are used by Aristotle for 2000 years ago. Word consists of holons, using his thoughts. Universal is everything is like each other, and particular each system has its identity, its origin. Using this kind of approach, we have universal and particular. I've written this book this year. Yhteiskunnan kehittymisen perusteet. This is a viable system model here. Then some references for this video. Systemic approach is a glue, how to connect, combine theories, models, methods, professions, teams, and so on together into get a systemic network for us to understand us and the future better. There are some important sources in this video: Wilber's integral theory, Barrett's model for values, system approach in general, some kind of future planning concepts, and Joanna's website. The most relevant question here is how can the system approach connect those different kind of data sources. In this model, reality is a set of systems, both hard and soft. A meta model is required to understand future and reality. Some examples of Metayliopisto's model. Metayliopisto is an open forum to learn better systems thinking methods. There are certain systemic models which should tell what is identity of a system, reactivity function, box models, architecture, and so on. And then there are certain directions that describe the relations with each other, how systems have influence with each other. This example shows the worldwide economy as a cybernetic system, which information has been captured from Wikipedia, and it has been grouped by using these identity principles. This is architecture, assumed a machine-like architecture that works starting from the ideology of the economy in order to get success. This is an example, and then are tens of others in the Metayliopisto pages. It's said by Josh Box that all models are wrong, but some are useful, and it's also happens here. It's not possible to create this kind of model, economic model, detailed, but this is a principle of how to understand, for example, theory, economic theory, in order to understand and to navigate in Wikipedia and other sources to get the most relevant information by grouping this information types. One use case for this kind of learning is learning on demand in professions, at work, and so on. One idea here is a global brain to understand everything, because we all persons and machines are in together a global brain. I've created videos about global brain, society as 10 systems, and so on, and demand learning. It introduced theory of meta-learning, which comes from IT and modeling and so on. Then Wilber's integral theory is one approach here, how to understand persons, any person, but there are many varieties about this integral theory. This is one, is very specific. Original, it's close to science, but this is not so specific. We are here USA's previous president. This is subjective, objective, interobjective, intersubjective approaches, 4 quadrants. I, it, we, it's, and so on. And I will discuss this a little better now. This is Barrett models for culture. It starts from Maslow's needs hierarchy, and it ends to consciousness. This is another picture about that. The purpose here is to go from the levels 1 to 3 via 4 to service. Then understanding future. Management of change. For understanding future, we should understand megatrends, innovations, and so on, business and customer needs. And if our purpose is to management, to design future approaches, innovations, it's necessary to go from future to present, which is the most difficult thing. It's possible to create cognitive models for change, and this is inspired by Volvo's e-car. The center theory here is Wilber's integral theory, and then Maslow's theory, Barrett models, and future aspects. The most relevant information and systemic approach, which is my special approach, and solution is ensured by cybernetics. It has certain good principles. This model has been created this week and the previous week. We have here system concept to start and system implementation. It is an assumed Volvo factory and network in worldwide to sell the cars and to get service and other functions, after sales functions. And the center of this diagram is the Wilber's model, and there is market psychology, it's Maslow's theory, and Barrett's model is here, and Barrett's model is a very large part of this picture. Then there is systemic approach, systemic perspective, system life cycle, ecosystem thinking, systemic intervention, systemic feedback, and system implementation. This picture, this matrix is very close to the system theory in general. And solution here is ensured by cybernetics principles, for example, the here viable system model. All the benefit here from this picture is that all the cells are quite independent. There are certain disciplines, and it's possible to delegate work for persons using this kind of taxonomy. And if the model can be mapped close to the actual dealers, players in the work and the society, it's possible to get close to science and simulate this model in practice. Then the same model drawn as visualization. There are certain rows. The first row is thought about thought. It's an external approach. This is Volvo, who is trying to understand the environment, the customers and so on. Then this is individual approach for every person, the customer and the dealer also. And then there is collective approach, including social intelligence, transformation, ecosystem thinking and system lifecycle. And then systemic approach, in general, consciousness, culture, system feedback, society, system implementation. And concepts here are very close to the whole system change, which is principle included into the Barrett model. And the core columns are then the first column is the first to begin, and then this is the last. This is the early start, creating system concept, for example the Volvo e-car, and the last here is system implementation to get architecture and factories and so on in the long run. Then the whole system change here. The larger approach, this is Volvo e-car economy, and there is founder, persons and companies that have been founded in Volvo and so on. And this is the whole transportation system big view. There is consciousness of the culture, and there is architecture, infrastructure of the world and so on. It's a big approach. And information and material goes from the left to this system, and there is system life cycle for the players here to success or not to success. Summarize here idea, for example, Volvo e-car, and this Deming cycle to iterate this process, to plan it, to execute and to study, to learn. This our outer circle here, starting from context in order to meet challenges, in order to get solutions, in order to learn more and more. There is a generic development cycle which includes some phases. What is most relevant to know about systemic methodologies for a beginner, newcomer? There are 4 different approaches. One is understanding the context. It is called system of systems and whole systems thinking. Another is value-based approach, architects and analysis. It is named soft systems thinking, which includes problem solving, understanding complexity and chaos. And then implementation here, system implementation, getting architecture design, and it's close to digitalization and information technology. And then there is one concept, synthesis, how to plan future implementations, how to understand the whole behavior. There are some different kind of approaches there. Systems thinking is not very difficult. It is taught in the USA at school very early, very young pupils, and there are some habits to understand and so on. Many visualization principles. I'm wondering how systems thinking is so poorly understood in Finland. It's not popular, but it should be. Thank you for interest, and let's discuss those topics later together. Bye.